How's it going, everyone? We're going to get started in a little bit. There seems to be some background noise. How's it going, everyone? We're going to get started in a little bit. Some background noise. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 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 All right, we're going to get started in a little bit. And I'm going to make a little few adjustments. If you guys have any questions for me, you should be able to chat with me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to set this for not for kids, just like that. And that should give you the ability to chat with me. If you guys want to ask me any questions regarding this program. Adjustments. If you guys have any questions for me, you should be able to chat with me. We're going to go through your Wisher command. All right. So this is a program I've been listening to for a couple of years now. It's helped me tremendously, and it may be something you want to look into if you are interested in the law of manifestation. If you're listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza, Napoleon Hill, you're listening to Neville Goddard, listen to Earl Nightingale, this is definitely up your alley. And today, I want to share with you how you can actually get this program for free. First of all, because a lot of people don't know. So what you want to do, you want to go to this section right here with my descriptions. And from here, you just click on it once, and it's going to take you to a sales page. Now, if you do not want to read through this whole sales page, you can simply click on Buy Now. Click on Buy Now. Over here, it's going to take you to a checkout form. And what you want to do, you want to type in YWIYC. YWIYC, the initials for your Wisher command, and you want to hit apply. Once you hit apply, you can see a discount code's been applied, and you are saving $500 on this course. You can get this course, the 14 audio series, your Wisher command, completely for free. From here, you want to come back up here and fill out your contact, billing, and payment information. It's not going to charge you anything. They just want to find people who are actually serious about the program. So first of all, that's what you're going to do if you want to get this program completely for free. I don't know how long Kevin's going to keep it up there, but now's your opportunity to get it completely for free. Today, I just want to share with you a couple of lessons, and today I'm just providing the broad strokes because each one of these lessons, you can dive deep, hours and hours at a time. And these are some of the lessons that it's running on the back of my mind over the last couple of years. When I need to make a decision, I need to make something, very, very real. I need to manifest something. How do I actually bring it about? Now, these are some of the things we're going to be talking about. Going to have a quick introduction. Then we're going to jump into the different lessons in your wish is your command. The first one is, who do you listen to? Second lesson, teachability index. Third lesson, training balance scale. And four steps to learning, or 4 steps to mastery. I'm just another regular guy. I've been doing internet marketing for quite some time. I have some background in engineering, software engineering, and I've always been interested in manifesting things, learning about how to improve myself, personal development, where rubber meets the road, actually manifesting real results into my life, whether that is physical health, whether that is finances, whether that is relationships. Who do you listen to? This is a very powerful lesson. You guys want to pay attention to this. A lot of people, they don't really take into detail. So who do you listen to? That's the very first lesson. If you want to manifest results in your life, you need to listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. Many people, they miss this first lesson. Even myself, I made this mistake in the past myself. Oftentimes, we've been trained to listen to all the wrong people. Example could be you're going to the gym and you are putting your faith and trust in these coaches that are there in the gym, and they're telling you you can definitely improve your personal health. They become your personal trainer. But the problem is, many of those trainers that I looked at, they were out of shape themselves. This is a real example. I was living in San Diego, California, downtown, Thornton Plaza. There was a 24-hour fitness. I'm not sure if it's still there. Once you go in, if you go in there long enough, you know this personal trainer is going to come up to you and tell you that, oh, your form is off, right? Or something. And this one lady pulled up and she said, hey, I could become your personal trainer and I just do a caliper test. Listen, this lady's shoe was not in shape. But many people, they still go with her because she has a certificate. She probably went to school for something like this. But as a client, you have to think about, do I really want to have this type of energy around me? Don't you want to be working with a personal trainer that has the results you're looking for? I'm talking about if you're wanting that six-pack abs, right? You are not going to find that six-pack abs if you have a personal trainer with a BMI over 35. You have to be very realistic and be realistic at what you're looking at. Can this person really take me to the promised land? Another mistake that I made in the past is that many of us, we put our trust in our doctors. We go to the hospital and these doctors have been pulling up and they're telling you, listen, what you're going to do, you're going to run these tests, get your blood test done, get your ECG or EKG, get your x-rays, whatever other tests they want you to do. They come back and tell you, well, these values are within range, out of range. These values are out of range, within range. And they're going to give you a whole bunch of scare tactics so they can upgrade you to the next set of procedures or operations or whatever they wanted you to, whatever the next thing is. Well, have you ever looked at your doctor very closely and be like, listen, a lot of these doctors, they were not the ones that I saw anyway, just a few months ago, they were not in shape. They were severely out of shape. They don't even look healthy themselves. So many doctors, they can't even help themselves. Some of you, you got to have some boldness about you. And the doctors, they're always critiquing you, right? They're always saying something's wrong about your health. You tell them to get up on that scale. You tell them to measure their height so you can get their BMI or body mass index. If they have a body mass index over 30, 35, listen, I don't know if they can really help you. Listen, maybe in an acute situation, trauma care, okay, they can patch you up. But many of these doctors, they are dealing with chronic diseases themselves. How are they supposed to pull you out of that situation when they cannot resolve their own problem? They're living under a paradigm. It's full of obfuscation, it's full of detours. And that's what the medical industrial complex is all about. Now, on the internet, you will find other health practitioners on YouTube Maybe they don't have a medical degree, but they're living very vibrantly. They don't have a lot of ups and downs, right? They're just consistently improving their health year over year. But to the medical establishment, they call them, these guys are the quacks. You should not be listening to them. Well, I've been listening to a lot of these quacks over the years, and that's how I improved my own personal health. I did not improve my personal health because I went to the clinics, went to the hospitals, and taken their meds. I tried a lot of those meds, and they did not work. Came with a lot of side effects, and just things just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I was like, I was not going the right direction. So who do you listen to? There are many people, they're in your ear right now. They're in your ear through social media, in your ear through YouTube, on the news. They have your attention. You're listening to them for whatever reason. You have to really curate the information that is coming in, and you have to think, this is really helping me. This is really taking me to my desired destination. And if it isn't, you need to be unsubscribing to a lot of people. I don't care if that's YouTube channels. I don't care if that is emails that you have that's just filling up your inbox daily, distracting you constantly. Who do you listen to? Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. Here's a little finer detail. Let's just say if you're someone in your 30s and 40s, and if you're a lady, maybe you got a couple of kids already, there's been a lot of change that's happened to your body because you had a couple of kids already. There are a lot of different hormonal balances and imbalances over the years. If you were to go to the gym, you go to a 21-year-old, they have no idea what you're going through right now. You need to find somebody who has been where you are and where you want to be. Somebody that went through the same type of struggles you've had. Maybe they gone through, pregnancy, they had a couple of kids, and they had a lot of weight loss rebound, and now something clicked. They found something. Maybe it's a nutrition plan, maybe it is a diet plan, maybe it's about de-stress, right? It's a combination of many different things, but they found a combination that works for them, and they no longer have that weight loss rebound. Those are the type of people you gotta be working with, be relating to. For me, I help primarily men, right? When you are in your 30s and 40s, things have changed a lot. Your metabolism is not firing the way that it was like back in your early 20s. Remember back in your 20s, you're eating fast food all the time, go out play some hoops, and you still have a six-pack. Well, that starts to change when you hit your late 20s, and once you get into your 30s, you have that dad bod that's not going away, but you're trying to do the same thing as in your 20s. Well, you're not getting the same type of results, right? So you need to find somebody who have overcame. Maybe they went down on a path. Those techniques, those methods are no longer working in their 30s and 40s, and they changed something drastically. But now, everything is back to normal again. Their metabolism is back, their testosterone is back, their sex drive is back, their energy is back, everything is back. Wouldn't you want to learn from people who have overcame those struggles and now they're on the other side? Those are the type of people you need to pay attention to. So the first lesson is so critically important because many people, they are skipping the step. Learn listening to everybody. When you listen to everybody, you're listening to nobody. And you're trying to mix and match the different methods that people are doing. One week you're doing veganism, another week you're doing carnivore, and sometimes everything in between. Then you're running into keto, and then you're just doing supplementation. You are doing a whole bunch of different supplements across the board, mixing things up. It's very complicated out there. So I want you guys to really pay attention to this first lesson. The first lesson is, who do you listen to? Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. The second lesson in Kevin Trudeau's Your Wish is Your Command is the teachability index. The teachability index, okay? There are two components to this. What is teachability? You can say coachability, okay? How coachable is someone? How do you quantify if somebody's very coachable or not? You can actually quantify something like this. I'm going to teach you guys how. What is teachability index? It has two components. The first component is, what is your willingness to learn? What is your willingness to learn? And you have to score yourself from 0 to 10. Give yourself a score on 0 to 10. And the second part is, what is your willingness to accept change? Also give yourself a score from 0 to 10. I'm going to share with you how you can know if you have that willingness to learn. How do you know if you have that willingness to learn? Let's just say if you want to better your health, okay? We all have 24 hours in a day, and if you have the willingness to learn, you're setting aside your favorite activities, you're setting aside that time to learn about bettering your health, but also implementing that information. That's how you know if you have that willingness to learn. Many people, they go to work, they are not thrilled with work. They hate going to work every single day. The only thing that they look forward to is going back home. Maybe they turn on Netflix, turn on Hulu, Amazon Prime Videos, go drinking with their friends, frisbee golf, play basketball with the boys. That's what they do, or go to nightclubs in the weekends. If you have that willingness to learn, you're willing to set all that aside, and you says, no longer am I doing these activities. I'm going to stay at home. I'm going to be reading books, attending conferences online or in person, listen to audios, picking up information that can better my health. If health is that your primary focus. And you have to give yourself an honest assessment. What is your willingness to learn? Month has 30 days. How many days out of 30 do you have that, hey, I'm getting after it. I'm setting aside the Hulu, the Netflix, Amazon Prime videos, and I'm setting that time aside to learn something better in my health. The next part is, what is your willingness to accept change? Also, you got to give yourself a score on 0 to 10. Are you willing to do the exercises after you've been paying attention to them? You're like, okay, I bought that P90X program, I bought Tybo, or whatever programs you found, exercise machine you bought on QVC. Now you have it, Peloton. Now you're like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do the exercises. It's not enough just to absorb a whole bunch of content. That's where most people are at, okay? So you are giving yourself a score on your willingness to accept change, doing the exercises. So a month you have 30 days. How many of those days are you actually putting in the effort? Maybe you're not doing P90X right away, but you're saying, hey, I can go for a 15-minute walk. I can go for a 20-minute walk. I'm going to check that off my box, right? And that is something very admirable, but you can give yourself a score. Knowing about this, how coachable are you? What is your teachability index? So you give yourself a score between 0 to 10 with your willingness to learn, and give yourself a score also from 0 to 10 with your willingness to accept change. Multiplying these numbers together gives you the teachability index. Many of people out there, they are conference warriors. They attend every conference. I don't care if it's Dr. Joe Dispenza, they go to Tony Robbins, but their life isn't changing because when they go back home, all that emotional high goes away. And now they're just back into their normal routine. So they have a 10 out of 10 with their willingness to learn, spending a lot of money, going to conferences across the United States, across the world, buying plane tickets, going to hotels. But when they go back home, it's a 0 out of 10 with their willingness to accept change. So 10 times 0 is still 0. They're not teachable. They're not coachable. Now, instead of critiquing everybody else about where they're at with their own personal health, personal life, you have to have an honest assessment about where you are in your own personal life. How teachable are you in regards with your health, in regards with your finances, and also relationships? Pick one, right? In the next 3 to 6 months, there's only one thing you should be focusing on. Number one could be your health. You just focus on your health. If it's your finances, focus on that. If it's your relationships, focus on that. The next part is a training balance scale. The training balance scale. This is such an interesting topic because every single time I learn about this, I learn something more. So let me try to explain this, what the training balance scale is. So think of a scale that can tilt back and forth. On one side of the scale, it's about how you think and how you feel. You can say this is the Neville Goddard side of things. People focus on this side of the thing. Next part, what is your why? Your dreams, goals, attitudes, your mental processes, vibration, internal motivation. How you think and how you feel, the training balance scale. So that's on one side of the scale, one side of the scale. On the other side of the scale are the how actions, the specific techniques, the strategies, the action steps, plans, activities, physical action. Now, most programs in the world of personal development, they will tell you the reason you are not where you're at in life simply because you don't know the how actions. You don't have the specific techniques. You're missing something. You don't know the action steps. You don't know the plans. You're not doing the activities. But according to Kevin Trudeau, the reason why you're not fulfilled, the reason why you're not actually getting the results that you want is because of how you think and how you feel. Napoleon Hill, he wrote the book, Think and Grow Rich. He did not say, toil and grow rich. He did not say, oh, you got to know your specific action steps and get rich. Of course, I'm just providing the broad strokes, and many of these, it may be countering to your current paradigm of thinking. And some of you, if they feel a little bit rattled by this, and that's okay. And you want to just continue to observe and think about the type of results that Kevin has produced in his own personal life. And go through his CV, if you will. Many of you listened to him back in the 80s and 90s. He's already made hundreds and hundreds of millions, okay, across the different industries that he's worked on. So he's saying the training balance scale, you need to focus on how you think and how you feel. What is your why? Your dreams, goals, and attitude, mental processes, your vibration, internal motivation. So that goes a lot deeper than your conscious way of thinking and how you feel. See, this past week, I've been thinking more and more about the conscious and the subconscious mind. Thinking, I could be wrong, the training balance scale, it's really how your subconscious mind think and how your subconscious mind feel. Do you have different ways to really upgrade your inner man? Do you have ways to really upgrade your subconscious mind? Because it's going to send you back to the default. Somebody, if their subconscious mind is full of turmoil, okay, they're always loading their subconscious mind with a lot of drama, maybe through TV shows, maybe through their circle of friends. So that's your default state. Maybe in their conscious mind, they say, okay, I want a calming relationship. But in their environment, everything around them is chaotic. The subconscious mind is always going to win because the subconscious mind is chaotic. It's going to fill that chaotic subroutine that is coursing beneath the surface. And I think that's what we need to be focusing on. There's a lot of information in your wishes, your command that's very, very practical, extremely practical. For example, the first one we talked about, who do you listen to? Use your eyes, use your observation skills. Can this person really help me in this specific area that I'm targeting? Do they have the results that I'm looking for? Have they been where I'm at? And so they overcame my struggles, and now they're a different place. The next part is the teachability index. The teachability index is two parts. What is my willingness to learn, and what is my willingness to accept change? These two specific things I need to be going over again and again in my mind. The training balance scale is something we need to be training ourselves, not just our conscious mind, but also our subconscious mind. How you think and how you feel. Who is that version of yourself on the inside? Right? For many, many years, I've always imagined myself with a person that has six-pack abs, all right? And it really frustrates me when I look in the mirror and I don't have that six-pack abs. Some people, they just don't care, right? When they look in the mirror, they just don't care if I have six-pack abs or not. But if health is real important for you, if physique is important for you, vibrant health is important for you, For the longest time, I've installed that in my mind since I was a teenager. I said to myself, hey, this is something that I want. And there were seasons in my life where I had that six-pack ass. I was out there exercising. I was putting in the work, putting in the effort, playing basketball all the time. And I did have the six-pack abs. It was quite easy. But once you're rolling your late 20s to get into your 30s, that becomes increasingly more difficult. So I had to do a different set of pattern of actions to achieve those type of results. Now, if you're interested in what I did, leave a comment below or just connect with me on my social media. Leave a comment below. It's probably the easiest way to connect with me and we can discuss more. Because right now, for the past 5-6 years, I had that six-pack abs and I haven't even gone to the gym. I know many of you will not believe me. I really don't care. Doesn't mean I don't exercise. I still exercise. You guys understand. I just have a couple of weights at home. I do a lot of walking and I do a lot of high reps. And I do a lot of interesting detox protocols that most people don't know and don't perform. Is it easy? No. But that's what I've done to improve my own metabolism. So it's back up there skyrocketing. Doesn't really matter what I eat. I eat healthy, of course, but before I used to calorie count and still gain weight. Do you guys understand? And training balance scale, I think, has a lot to do with the subconscious mind. How you think and how you feel within yourself, the subconscious mind. Your dreams, goals, and attitude. Not just what you think about consciously. Think about, all right, the subconscious mind, right? And there are different practices that can tap into that area of yourself. And it's almost like when I go through your wishes for command, the door open up for different modalities. The door open up for different meditation practices. How I can further improve myself. Asking better questions, asking more empowering questions. Whereas before, let's just say that I was in my 20s, things were not going very smoothly for me. I would say things like, why is this happening to me all the time? Okay. How come I'm so unlucky? Bad things always happen to me. Why, right? Instead of doing that and going through your wishes, your command, you start to ask more empowering questions. Who do I need to become so this problem never happens again? How do I Murphy-proof this situation the best I can? So when bad things do happen, I mitigated it in the first place. And moreover, the last couple of weeks, as I've been rethinking over this training balance scale, previously I just thought that, oh, this is something that's going on in your mind, right? How you think, you gotta have a positive attitude. That's important, right? Or you gotta think very, very, you had a positive visualizations, right? Do your positive dream boarding, vision boards, right? Or dream building. These are all very important things to have. But what are these activities trying to do? They're trying to reprogram your subconscious mind. They're trying to reprogram your way of thinking because that is the driving force behind your actions and your results. And I'm tapping into it, and I'm tapping into different modalities. I'm very grateful. I'm doing these meditations on a daily basis, and I've already made a lot of progress. But it's almost like shells of onions, right? You think you discover something, and then there's also another layer. But you're grateful because these are inspired actions. These are inspired thoughts, which lets to inspire actions. And people will come into your field because you're ready for that information to be revealed. And now you know that I'm not trying to force these things to happen. This is just an unraveling, right? The subconscious mind is going a certain direction. It wants to improve itself. And now we want to be installing better things into the subconscious mind. Okay. What else do we want to talk about? We want to talk about 4 steps to learning. And this is something you want to go over again and again because all these different lessons, It doesn't matter how many times you go through them, there's always a deeper level of understanding and implementation. So you're learning something. The first part is unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. When you first try to ride a bicycle or you're trying to tie your shoes for the first time, you have no idea what you're doing. Everything is a mystery. You haven't really gotten the hang of it at all. You have to learn what laces are. You have to learn what handles, or how do you position your foot? How do you get that bicycle or that tricycle going? Because many people letting start on a bicycle, they start on a tricycle. And over time, you're learning about, oh, now I'm kind of getting a little bit of hang of it, conscious incompetence. You know that you don't know something. Once you begin to get on that bike, you're like, wow, there's still so much I don't know, because I'm looking at these neighborhood kids and they know how to balance on that bike. And some of them, they're not even holding their handles, right? And you're just are struggling trying to get into momentum. And later on, maybe you're taking off the training wheels, and now you're learning how to balance on that bike. And there's going to be a lot of, falls. Maybe you get hurt, but you get back on that bike, you start doing it again. But over time, you become conscious competent. You know that you know something. You're getting better and better at it. Your brain is starting to wire correctly. Okay, for you to get on a bike, this is what you got to do. But you're still thinking about it consciously. It's like, okay, I need to balance. I need to set my foot in this particular angle, right? Maybe I need a bit of a push off to get going, to have momentum. But maybe you're getting on that bike again and again and again, and in a couple of months, it becomes unconscious competent. You know, and success is automatic. It is installed to such a point where it could be many years you don't even ride a bike. And all of a sudden, maybe you're on vacation and you're like, hey, let's go get some bike rentals and check out these beautiful mountains or go on a trail, right? You're not going to be overly anxious and be like, oh, I don't know how to ride a bike. Because you've installed the skill set many, many years ago. And you're like, yeah, let's just go rent that bike and we're on our way. And everybody in your crew is the same way. When it comes to learning something, especially this set of lessons, it's the same way. Who do you listen to? Teachability index, training balance scale, and the 4 steps. And what Kevin teaches, you never learn it all. There's always another level to learning. There's always another level to your understanding. Not just mental understanding. It's that diving deeper and deeper into this. It's about, does my subconscious mind actually believe in this? That subconscious part of myself beneath the surface that is running all the programs. That is the default state. How do I upgrade the default state of the subconscious mind at all times? And that's what we're talking about, okay? And the world wants to keep you in a place of fear, a place of uncertainty, and that's what they want to install in the subconscious mind. So when you're making decisions, you're never making a decision based on logic or critical thinking. You're just going with, I'm making this decision because of fear of missing out, or fear. Fear of missing out is a form of fear. And that becomes a routine. You're making a whole bunch of decisions in a row where it's all about fear of missing out. And that's how the world puts you in a bind, right? Puts you in a state of dependency. And if you don't want that for the rest of your life, you may want to pick up this free program. Let's talk about how you can get this program for free once more. You want to just go to my comment section or description section. You want to click on this first link. After you click on this first link, it'll take you to a sales page, and from here, you can click Buy Now. Clicking Buy Now, you want to go to this section where you enter the coupon code. The coupon code is YWIYC. You want to hit Apply. Once you hit Apply, you can see the discount code been applied, $500. And you want to come back up in here and fill out your contact, billing, and payment information. It's not going to charge you anything. They just want to find people who are actually serious about getting this program and actually doing something with it. Because many people, when they don't even have, well, they put no effort into things, right? It's just another downloaded PDF in their downloads folder. They never read it, they never pay any attention to it. And I want you guys to change up that pattern, right? This information was actually sent to me by my own brother. My brother listened to it. He got a lot of value out of it. And me, I'm always been interested in personal development. And I started listening to this program. And I was like, dude, this guy's making a lot of sense. And I started making a lot of change in my own personal life as a result. I started to weed out a lot of voices in my life. Who do I listen to? Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. The reason why I made tremendous progress in my own personal health because I started weeding a lot of people. I only started to listen to people who have been where I was and where I want to be. They went through a very, very dark season in their life, but now they're on the other side completely. They're not dependent on medical drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, none of that stuff. And they're just consistently vibrant throughout the whole year. Next, we'll talk about the teachability index. This is a way for me to measure if I'm actually teachable. The reason why I'm doing this video is because it's part of my learning process, right? What is my willingness to learn? What is my willingness to accept change? One of the ways you can get better at learning a material is simply by explaining it. As you explain it, you can record it and listen to it for yourself. And that's a wonderful practice, give you great feedback. When I'm explaining something, first of all, do I even understand it myself? Or am I just confusing myself? If I'm confused, I'm confusing other people. Next part of training balance scale, how you think and how you feel. Your why, dreams, goals, attitude, mental processes, vibration, internal motivation. Many years ago, I was introduced to a particular therapy that really tapped into the subconscious mind. I'm not going to get into much of it today, but I'm just saying it had a profound impact in my life. There was a set of burdens or mental, I would say, I was overburdened by certain thoughts. And I kept rehearsing those thoughts again and again in my mind. And this particular therapy, it unlocked it in less than half an hour. I was working with somebody, a practitioner in this space, and it really helped reconfigure the subconscious mind and my association with it. The subconscious mind is tricky, but there are ways how we can tap into it, we can reconfigure it, and give it a new default state. Because if you are constantly rehearsing the negative events, the setbacks, or your version, that story of mistreatment, you will continue to attract people, events, and circumstances in the like matter. Okay? And the training balance scale, I truly think, I could be wrong, how you think and how you feel. Who is you over here? Your conscious mind or the subconscious mind? Your why. Whose why? Your conscious mind or the subconscious mind, right? And how do we tap into it even more and reinstall it with the image that you truly desire? So now you're aligned with people, events, circumstances that will pull in that experience. 4 steps to learning. Give you guys a crazy example. Many people, they know how to tie their shoes. It wasn't until in my 30s I finally learned how to tie my shoes properly. Many of y'all need to go to an expensive, just go to Nordstrom's or something like that and buy yourself a pair of shoes. Could be like $300-400, whatever. Buy the most expensive pair you could afford and get those guys to really teach you how to tie your shoes properly. Many of you, you're probably tying your shoes incorrectly. There's tying your shoes and there's tying your shoes. Many of you tie your shoes 20, 30 years have been doing it wrong. Get somebody from Nordstrom to teach you how to tie your shoes properly. I'm so serious. And that's going to give you a different perspective on if I am not doing it right in this one small area of my life, where could I be messing up in other areas? Be teachable, be coachable, right? So I want to open up for any questions that people may have on this call. I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know who's anyone on the call. If you're on this call, you're welcome just to type anything in the chat. All right. And you guys can also scan the QR code if you like. Scanning the QR code will take you to the same place. It's going to take you to the sales page. From the sales page, same thing. You want to click buy now. If you don't want to click buy now, you can learn more about your wishes, your command. And this is such a powerful, powerful CD set. If you're interested in secret societies, if you are interested in The Secret, Asset is Given, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, all those guys. You want to be going through this program. Right? Even if you listen to this program, maybe there's this one or two things, takeaways. Those one or two things could be very helpful for you, right? And why not, right? So these are the guys. If you're interested in Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor, Jim Rohn, Joe Vitale, Tony Robbins, Earl Nightingale, Joe Dispenza, Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Charlie Tremendous Jones, Cavett Robert, Ed Foreman, Joe Bauer, Grant Cardone, Dennis Waitley, Marshall Silver, Neville Goddard. If you are interested in any of these following people, pick up this free program. What you got to do is just click buy now. I got the link in the descriptions below. And you want to be using this free coupon code YWIYC, hit apply. Once you hit apply, you can see the discount code's been applied. You want to come back up in here, fill out the contact, billing, and payment information. It's not going to charge you anything. And you just complete your order. Once you complete your order, there's going to be an email sent to your inbox. You want to look through just in case your spam folder if you don't see it within 10 minutes. Tap on that link in your inbox, and it's going to take you to the program. It's all digital. You can download them. You can put them in MP3s. You can listen to it in your car, whatever you want to do. So that's where we're at. I don't know if anybody's listened to this. What's going on, y'all? I'm going to refresh this page real quick. All right, so over here at the top, maybe I can find a better picture for this. Copy image address. Let's see if I can pull it off like this. Okay, your mind is like an iceberg, right? The conscious mind up here, the analytic mind, the thinking, the plans, the short-term memories up here, the subconscious mind, the long-term memory, your habits and belief systems, dreams, where law of attraction and magnetism meet. The seat of psychic abilities taps into the collective. This is driving everything. In fact, I really don't think the subconscious mind is 90%. It might be 99% driving force. So over here, the world of personal development, they're primarily focused right here. There's always that one more thing you have to learn, something that you're missing. But I truly believe Kevin's program, what he's trying to teach you is you need to be reconfiguring this bottom section, okay? The training balance scale. And when he talks about how you think and how you feel, it's just not just conscious acknowledgement. It's about the deeper things. It's about, have I installed or reconfigured my subconscious mind to a state where the subconscious mind is thinking in a positive way, it is feeling in a positive way. Okay, I have that alignment with dreams, goals, and attitude, the mental processes, vibration. All these things, you know, a lot of people, they may do muscle testing. I think there's a lot to it. There's a lot to just listening to that internal voice within you, right? And I'm still exploring modalities how we can reconfigure the subconscious mind. If you have different tools that are out there, why don't you leave them in the comments below? Let me know what you think about this conversation. I think it'd be very helpful for me to learn from everyone. I think I can learn from everyone, and the journey you've taken, the different lessons you've learned, and yeah, I'm just going to stay on here for a couple of minutes, see if anybody has any questions. I'll just introduce you guys to a little bit about who I am. My name is John, and a part of what I do, not all, I just want to introduce y'all. So this was me before, right? I was listening to the personal trainers, calorie counting. I had a personal trainer back then as well, and I was still not getting the results. Isn't that frustrating? You try to do everything they tell you to do, but it's still one step forward, two steps back. That weight loss rebound was relentless. You may be losing 2 to 3 pounds and you gain back 5 and then some. This is me pretty much all year around now. And I'm very grateful because of the lessons that I've learned. I've learned from the right people, first of all. So this is just a very small case study of how I apply Kevin Trudeau's lessons. Who do I listen to? Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. I listen to people who have an incredible physique, right? And they got it through natural detoxification. They got it through proper exercise. They didn't just relentlessly try to kill themselves in the gym. They did not do that. Okay, they just exercised normal, and their weight just kept dropping and dropping and dropping to a point where weight loss rebound was no longer part of their field. Next part, what is my willingness to learn? I was willing to learn all the time, spend a lot of time on YouTube. I read a lot of books. I probably read hundreds and hundreds of natural health books. Me personally, I even met Charlotte Gerson in person. I know many of you may not believe that. I don't care. So I've hung around with a lot of natural health practitioners or people that sold health supplements. And at one point, even I thought supplements was the way. I no longer think like that because I upgraded my way of thinking. Life is going to take you through different stages. You may be very entrenched with a way of thinking. You're holding on to it for an extended period of time until life will tell you, listen, you're not doing the right thing. Maybe you're doing it for a short season, but that modality is no longer serving you. You have to learn to move on. Next, I was willing to accept change. When you are talking about detoxification protocols, many of them are not even comfortable. Many of them, they don't even taste good. But do I want the results? Do I really want to achieve vibrant health? Do I want to overcome all this bad baggage of bad programming when I was growing up? You know, the word on the street in my own family was, listen, you're going to be dealing with these chronic diseases. I don't care if it's hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol problems, kidney problems, right? It was a whole gamut of things. And they kept telling you that this is part of your path. This is just part of the family thing. You can't escape it. And I was very furious at these type of thoughts, even at a young age. And very thankful I never took that at face value. I always said to myself, what is my responsibility now? What can I do personally that can turn the thing around, even in a small way? Maybe we have a lot of bad patterns in our nutrition plan. Maybe lack of exercise, improper sleep, right? Maybe we're just eating a whole bunch of carbs. There's certain different parts of culture. Some people they just eat a lot more carbs than others. And that's going to play a role in your glycemic index, especially if you are living a very sedentary lifestyle, you're not exercising. I started to change a lot of different things. So my wellness to change was incredibly high. Even now, I don't care how much progress I made. I'm always pushing for the next thing. One thing will lead you to the next. You learn about one detox protocol. Until you do it, the field is not going to reveal you the next thing to do. Just like a mathematics teacher, there's no point teaching you addition, subtraction, multiplication, division without teaching you numbers first. So if you are very teachable, you have that willingness to learn, you're taking the action to better your life on a consistent basis, and you're going to see that progress, you will have the field respond very positively to you in your favor, because you will be revealed new information in your field that's going to further improve your own personal health, further improve your life. So what are your goals the next 6 months, right? Is it your finances? Is it your health? Is it your relationships? Pick one and do everything you can to set aside that time to increase that willingness to learn, and not just to learn something, but also to apply. Your willingness to accept change is rubber against the road. If I'm reading about this protocol, detox protocol, it's probably not by accident. Now I actually have to do it. Whether that's getting the ingredients, setting aside time. There are a lot of personal sacrifices that must be made. You can't be going out drinking the night before, eating a whole bunch of late night snacks, right? Because you're going to be doing protocols. So there are a lot of things you must give up if you want to achieve the results you want. That's how it is. There's no other way. If you don't want to change, then that's perfectly fine too, you know? But don't get upset when things are not going your way. When you see other people, they're learning and they're taking the actions, you're seeing the results, and you're just going farther and farther away from your goals. And each year, you have to loosen that belt a little bit more. You have to buy another size bigger. You're developing that dad bod, and it's not going away just because you do some abs exercises. It's just they're bulging. So I want to thank y'all for jumping on this call. I don't know who's listening to this. Anybody listen to this later on, this could be very helpful for you. But leave comments below. Love to hear your thoughts. And have an amazing rest of your week. I'll talk to you soon.